Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Okay, guys, so today is a very impromptu day here. Just got this in the mail from one of my Diva sisters as a Diva Delight, and this is from Becky Scott, and I absolutely love this. Love everything about it. So let me put a white background so you can just kind of see it really well here. I love all the layers that she used. A lot of this is from one of my texture packs, one of the first ones that I did. So if you can see the cardboard in the background here, and also this green stuff back here. So I'm going to take this idea. I love the image as the focal point, kind of offset with the corrugated cardboard, and I want to do something for holiday. So what I have so far, and you guys, I literally just pulled a couple of things. I have no clue what I'm doing here. So it's going to be kind of experimenting. But I've got these images from Art House Whimsy that I really like. I have this kind of translucent paper that I embossed. Got that, and I have some cardboard. This is the last piece I have of that. I have a lot of, let's see, this stuff that's like a, I don't know, like a netting or something. I thought this would be kind of cool also. I also have, you know, this stuff that would look really pretty too with the shimmer under there. So I'm just going to experiment and see where this goes. Oh, I also have these embossed papers that I did for my tuxedo envelopes that I mailed out. So I've got a lot of stuff sitting around me, and I'm just going to play and see what happens here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is back some of these. I'm just picking the two that I like the best, and this is printed on cardstock, but I want to back it on something thicker. So I'm using, this is a piece of a cake box. My girls that just celebrated their 16th birthday, and we got them a huge cake, so I'm using pieces of the box, and that is what I am using to back these, so they'll be nice and thick. And then my idea is to create a pocket that can go on the front. And so the window of the pocket, I want to use acetate. So I have a piece of acetate here, and I'm just going to experiment with these different mediums. So I have the Tim Holtz, I have the crackle paste, which is the translucent one. And then I also have the texture paste sparkle, it's called, and it is also translucent, and it just has a little bit of glitter in it. So those two mediums are what I'm going to play with, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a couple of them because I'm making a lot of journals, so I'll use it somewhere. Now when you first apply this, you can see it looks kind of white, but it does dry clear. And now I'm just kind of showing, I'm going to move on. I'm going to try the texture paste sparkle. And for this one, I'm going to try a different stencil. We'll use this snowflake. And I just want to let these dry then and see which ones I like, or what I like the best for my cover. So I'm using the same stencils, using the different mediums, and just so I can get a good feel for what they're like, which one I would prefer. And like I said, I'm sure I'll use them somewhere in my holiday makes. I thought this kind of looked like you know, ice, like maybe it was drizzling or snow melting, and then, you know, it's melting on the window and then it freezes again. And while I have these mediums out, I thought, why not put a little bit on this piece of cardboard and just kind of add a little bit of sparkle to this. So again, when I put it on, it looks white, but it will dry clear and just have a kind of a glossy look to it. And of course, I ended up not using my palette knife and just using my finger. And now this paper, I thought, why not put a little bit on top of where it's the snowflakes are, where the paper's embossed. And I really like the way that this turned out. So just kind of doing some stuff to experiment and play around and have some things to create with. So this is going to be my pocket, and my tag is going to slide down in here. So I have this piece of cardboard, and I'm going to use this as my template to cut out a window. And the green paper that I'm making the pocket out of is actually wallpaper. So this cuts pretty easily, which was good. So then after my acetate sheets dry, I can revisit this and see which piece I want to go in my window. And I'm just making sure here that my tag's gonna fit perfectly down in this. So the next thing I'm going to do, and this is why I didn't cut these out yet, is I wanted to put some frosted crystal on these. And it's just easier if you do it before cutting them out, because you have something to hold on to. Otherwise, you've got to use, you know, tweezers or something to hold it. So I did the embossing ink. That is just a clear, sticky ink. And then I'm putting on the frosted crystal. And now I am heat setting this, and you can kind of see when it starts to melt. So this isn't quite as glossy as the embossing glaze would be, but I really love it. It has this really nice texture to it and just a tiny bit of sparkle in there, but it's more of a matte finish. So now I can go ahead and cut these out, and I've got these really nice thick tags. I'm going to be making several covers because I want to use pieces from all of my journal kits that I have in my Etsy shop. So I'm just going really fast through this because I wanted to show some of the other ones that I did here. So I've got a pink journal pack, which I want to use with this Art House Whimsy kit. And then I'm just doing some more of these red images. Okay guys, it is the next day, and I'm very excited to show you the stuff that I came up with here. And I just wanted to check in with some results of using the Texture Paste Sparkle, which is translucent with a little bit of glitter, and the Crackle Paste translucent. So these are the two mediums that I wanted to try on my acetate sheets. And so let's take a look at those results. And then I wanted to show you kind of what I have pulled for my cover. I'm going to have several covers going here. So I think for these videos, it's going to be kind of a series because there's just so much going on. It's hard to keep it contained in one video. Now I also used frosted crystal. I used that on top of my focal points. So let's take a look here. So my idea, so I've got the frosted crystal on this guy, and I don't know if you can really see, there's just a little bit of that. It does look frosted, but it has a little bit of shine, but the feel of it is rough. If you can think of like a very light translucent sandpaper. Okay, so my idea, I made this pocket and I put some acetate here, and I don't know if you can really see, I put a little bit of Let me see, which one is this? I think this is the Crackle. But I wanted to test these out and see which medium, what they really did on these, on the acetate. So let's take a look at that. Okay, I grabbed this piece of black cardstock here so that I can kind of show you the results here. All right, so I'm going to hold these up. So over here we have the texture paste translucent, or the texture paste sparkle, which is translucent. And then here I used the translucent crackle paste. So for this project, I kind of decided that I like this because I wanted it to look like ice. And this kind of looks like ice crystals. But I do really like this too. Now I'll probably do something like, you know, do a hole with a window in a couple journal pages or something. So I'm going to save these. And then now I wanted to show you this stencil that I used. The crackle paste is over here, and this is the sparkle. Now with the crackle paste, my stencil kind of rubbed when I was picking it up, so didn't turn out quite exactly the same, but I'll hold that up so you can kind of see. So got these things to use. And I also embossed some paper. This is like a thin, I don't even know, it's kind of a crunchy paper, but I just really liked the texture. So I embossed it with the snowflakes. And then all I did was take the translucent, the texture paste sparkle, and I just kind of rubbed over those areas where the snowflakes are. So I kind of like the way this looks too. So other fun papers just to kind of play with. So I just have had fun playing around with these and seeing what happens, different things. Okay, so again, this was my inspiration, this gorgeous tag that was sent to me from Becky Scott. She sent me this as a Diva Delight. You guys, every month I do a Diva Delight project. I'm always sending out happy mail. So this just happens to be one that I received. And it's just really fun to see what other people are creating. And I always get so many ideas. So this was kind of my inspiration with all of these different layers, if you can see here. So that is, so I have this sitting on my desk. Now, when I started putting all these things together, it's when I thought of the idea to have a pocket here. So these are the things that I grabbed. Also, I had this paper in here, but I thought, you know what? I really need some lace in with this. So I haven't cut, these are just things that I want to use for my layers, and I grabbed these laces. This is my journal cover. So I think, first of all, what I'm going to do is start cutting these pieces down to the size that I would want to use. So I think I'm going to start with this. I'm just playing around with the different elements here, so I'm going to speed this part of the video up. I have so many different things that I am kind of auditioning for this cover, different pieces of lace and all my different textured things. So I kind of keep just going back and forth until I'm finally happy. But I really love this piece of lace. I've had it for a while. It is an antique piece of lace. And I also like this blingy piece. So just kind of playing around, different kind of lace, different applique pieces that I grabbed. Now I had the idea to use a little bit of this stencil butter on this piece of cardboard. So I'm just using my finger, rubbing around to apply this. I thought it would give it kind of a frosty look. And then I think while this is still wet, I can sprinkle some of my mica flakes on top of this. So we'll do that, see what this looks like. Now I wasn't sure if the mica would really stick to this, but it did. So that worked out okay. And just playing around again. Now to put all of these pieces together, I'm using some double-sided sticky tape, and I do that with a lot. And then I also add glue, but the tape just really kind of helps, keep the pieces together while the glue's drying. And yeah, I do this a lot, use both of them together. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this and see what we think. And I'm going to try a piece of lace here. Okay guys, so now that I put that white on the background here, I don't like it. I hate it. So I am going to pull this up, and I'm probably going to use this other side. And instead of doing the white, I'm going to just add some of my crystals, my snow. Okay, so I'm kind of starting all over again here. Thankfully, I was able to pull everything up because it wasn't quite dry yet. But I know I want to have the cardboard down first, so we've got that piece. And something about the lace I'm not happy with, so I'm just testing out some other laces here. And then I really like this stuff. I think I like this better, this mesh kind of netting stuff. It has a lot of sparkle to it, so I definitely am liking this more than the other one. And then I'm going to go ahead and use, this is a vintage piece of lace, and I really like this. This is, okay, I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and glue all of this stuff down. Now, once again, for all of these layers, the double-sided sticky tape and some glue. And for the lace, I am just going to do a little stitch just to make sure that's going to stay and it's held down. But I love this lace, you guys. I've had it for so long in my stash and haven't used it, so I'm happy to find the perfect journal for it. I think I'll add another little piece at the top here. So I will just put that little piece on top of the one that's going around the corner here. I'm going to redo this ruffle. Wasn't quite happy with that. And if you can see there, I did the sewing, so I just kind of went around the corner. And now I'm going to go ahead and just put some extra glue down on this and glue it onto my cover. And I'm happy. I'm very happy with this, finally. So I am going to let this dry. Okay guys, I am back. I let this dry for a little bit, so it's on here. And I just did a quick stitch right here because I'm gonna cover this area up, but I'm liking this a lot. So I've got my tag that slides out here. Now the inside, I haven't done anything yet, but I do have some fabric to do a hidden spine, which I'll do, and then I can put my panels on and start doing everything else. But so for right now, this is what I have. So I wanted to do something in the corner here, and my diva sister, Karen Bradley, she's always giving me great ideas, and she said, what about holly? So I've got these little berries, and I took a piece of my plastic greenery stuff. So I was going to put this here. And then, I don't know, we'll have to see. I've got some of the berries, if I do a couple of those. And then I have this thing that's flat. So I thought maybe I can do this here with some berries. So let's do that. Now, first of all, I've got these little tiny things right here. I'm going to see if I can get those off of there so it's definitely flat. Okay, so I got those little pieces off. So let's see, I think first thing, I'm going to glue this guy down. There's kind of a top and a bottom layer to these branches, so I'm just kind of adding a little bit of glue and focusing on those bottom pieces, trying to get those to stick, and then that'll hold this in place. Okay, so let's see if I put this guy here. And then I'll probably just glue these guys on if I add some. So let me cut this off. Okay, and I'm actually thinking I can use this wire to kind of glue some of these underneath. So okay, so I've got two of these, and I just bunched up some double-sided tape there, and this will just kind of hold those while I add my glue. Okay, we'll just hold this for a minute. super cute. I'm liking it. And I'm thinking I want to add a little bit of bling to this. So I'm going to use this trim because it's got pearls. So it kind of ties into that little circle that I put at the bottom. So I'm going to use double-sided sticky tape, and I'm also adding glue, just like I've done with all the other stuff. I like the double-sided sticky tape because it just kind of helps it stick while the glue's drying. So we'll put this at the top of our pocket and add a little bling. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of my mica flakes here. I won't go crazy this time. And let me see. I'm going to put some glossy accents because it acts kind of like glue, and then I'll just sprinkle a little bit on. So let me just do a really small area first and see if I like it. Like maybe there. Okay, let's start with that. So I'm going to pinch them and kind of sprinkle on. And I'm putting a lot on, but you know, we'll tap off the excess. Get my parchment paper, and I'll just tap that excess off. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay guys, so I'm going to end here for this first video for my cover, because I'm loving the way that this is. I think it turned out great, and I'm not sure that I want to add anything else to this right now. And I already changed my mind. I just decided I needed a couple more branches going up the side there. So I am going to add 2 more little pieces and glue those down, and then I'll add just a little more of my mica flakes in that area. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go start dinner, wash my hands, and meet back up tomorrow for some more work on this guy. But I'm very happy so far. I want to do the closure, and of course I need to do a dangle, and then I'll work on the signatures, the pages for inside, and then I'm going to get started on other journal covers, so because I have several in the works here. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel.